What's up, guys? I was trying to do a video with Wyatt around, but apparently he loves the attention. Wanted to give you, dude, what are you? So I just wanted to go over. By the way, I forgot to welcome the new subscribers and anyone that's new to my channel. Welcome. Thank you for coming back. It's been a journey. If you look at my past videos from the first time that I started back in 2020, you'll see the difference in everything. My mindset, my confidence, the way that I speak, everything has changed in a good way. I'm in the process of my healing journey this 2024. I almost forgot the year, but I'm focusing on healing. And what I had to use this year are all of the principles that I've learned throughout MMA. One of the biggest wake-up calls was how I always tell people, all about discipline, all about, working and working towards your goals and all these things that I would essentially talk about in MMA now has to be applied with my life. Although I'm not training MMA like I used to, I still know my principles, my foundation. That never goes away. And so with this healing journey, I've focused on just being okay with who I am now and who I am becoming. You know how in MMA, there's levels, right? When you first start something, it's okay, you start, it's new, it feels uncomfortable. And then you kind of start doubting yourself, damn, am I even good? Everyone is better than me. And then after that, after repetition, you come back to more training. Eventually you start sparring. Then eventually, because you're sparring people that either they're better than you or worse than you, you kind of start growing and you start accepting that, damn, I am either getting better or I'm getting worse. Whatever the case is, you're growing through your sparring. And then you get to see whether or not the sparring is actually working. So I'm in the point in my life right now that I'm basically on the sparring page, in sparring phase of my life, where all of the things that I've learned since I started the sport about confidence, about being in flow, not resisting, all those things that I had to learn throughout my MMA journey, putting it into play. So for example, right now I'm focusing, of course, on strengthening my calves, on strengthening my body. And it's uncomfortable. After sitting down for some time in the beginning of the year, because of the cast, because I had to basically be forced to sit down for a long time, it was different in my body. My body was barely adjusting, and it was different. I didn't like that feeling. But then I had to start walking. And that started first with me learning how to stand. And I'm learning all these things all over again. That itself, it's uncomfortable. It's like throwing a jab for the first time. It's really uncomfortable and I'm like, shit. And of course, that's where me reminding myself that I've done this before. I know how to walk. I lived my life for 20 something years and I walked. Now I have to use that. And then now after I learned how to walk is continuing to strengthen my body. And this is where now I'm focusing on doing strength training multiple times a week. I'm not doing it every day, but at least 3 times a week I'm strength training. And then I'm doing my physical therapy at least 4 times a week. What I'm trying to say is that this is my life now. I'm at the point in my life that I've built this mindset so that I can continue to move forward. My life as far as what I've posted on Instagram and all social media, yes, I talk about Naynay MMA and stuff. And unfortunately right now I'm not doing a lot of MMA, but I am still watching the guys. I'm still learning MMA while I watch the guys at the gym. I still watch UFC fights. I look at MMA as the essence of the sport and the value of MMA. I don't look at it oh shit, now I'm not doing MMA, I'm not fit anymore, I'm not a martial artist. I don't think about it. I think about it, okay, this is the opportunity for me to learn more about it, understand it a little better, and not just do it physically, right? The biggest part about MMA is just evolving my mindset. And if I can break down a technique from how my body feels to how it should work, what are ways to counter that, then I really don't understand it. And that's where my goal is now. Now is just physically not being able to do it, but just mentally doing these repetitions. I did a little bit of training recently. I did some boxing rounds, and it was my first boxing round since I got injured. That was like 4 months ago. And yeah, my body got slower. Yes, I had some hesitation. Yes, I didn't feel as confident and I was nervous. But I also understood that, okay, I'm going to take it slow and I'm going to take it easy and I'm going to take it at the pace that my body's allowing me to. And I'm not going to over push it. I can still do things. And I'm not completely out of the sport. And I'm just still focusing on healing. And that's okay. So I want to thank you guys for continuing to support my journey. I know that I'm going to be back, maybe not in the next month or so, but I know that I will. And I'll continue to post my journey. You guys can follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I'm all over social media. Or you guys can find me on Patreon, patreon.com/NaynayMMA, where I can put all the behind the scenes. But I really appreciate you guys. And I appreciate you guys listening to my craziness, listening to my story. Again, a lot of things that I go through in my life are based on the things that I lived, the things that I'm learning and currently experiencing. And now this is the part of my life where I've grown. I've grown up mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm getting better. And I know for a fact this is going to help for my future. And when I come back, it's just going to be another beast in me. And that beast is waiting to come out, but she's in there. That beast is still in there. She's in there. She's just a little bit tamed, a little bit tamed. And that's okay. It's okay to tame that beast for a little bit, but then it's going to come out at the right time.